Hi everyone, welcome to Newegg TV. My name is Paul, and this is an awesome case. I can say that because I've actually built a computer in it, and I've worked with it a little bit. If you don't believe me, head over to our Newegg YouTube channel. Check out our How to Build a Computer series. It's a 3-part series on how to build a computer, and one of the computers is in this case. But today we're just going to be focusing on this case itself. This is the Corsair Obsidian 650D. And real quick, let's run down the specs and details on the side of the box. The dimensions is 21.5 inches by 9 inches by 20.5 inches. It is made of steel with a black brushed aluminum faceplate. Color is black. The model is CC650DW. It has 4 5¼ inch drive bays and 6 3.5 inch or 2.5 inch drive caddies. It also comes with 2 pre-installed 200mm fans, 8 expansion slots. It fits ATX and micro ATX motherboards. It has 2 USB 2.0 headers, 1 USB 3.0 header, 1 FireWire header, 1 headphone, 1 mic, and a 4-channel fan controller all built in. And it does take ATX style power supplies. Apart from the styrofoam packaging in the box, you also get this nice little protective shroud to keep it nicely protected. Careful of static electricity as well. So I'm just real quickly going to peel off all this plastic stuff because it's fun to do that, and give you guys a 360-degree view of the case itself. Here you can see there's a side window there. Handles to open the side panel, which are very handy, very easy to use. There's a quick look at the back. There's a quick look at the opposite side. And here's the front, where once again you can see the 4 5¼ inch bays as well as the front panel. So here's another look at the front of the case, and we're going to go over it in detail here. Here at the front you can see, of course, your power button. There's also a hard drive activity light button. Beneath this panel here you can see 2 USB 3.0 ports, also a mic and headphone port, 2 USB 2.0 ports, and your FireWire port. And that closes up just like that. Again, the front panel here is black brushed aluminum as opposed to the rest of the case, which is steel. And one of my favorite features in cases is a removable dust filter for your fan intakes. There's a 200mm fan right behind here, and this is one of the easiest to remove and most accessible fan filters that I've come across personally. You pop it off like that, clean it off, and then it will pop right back on, and your fan filter is clean. Here's a look at the top of the case, where you can see your second pre-installed 200mm exhaust fan. This cage right here for exhaust can also support 2 120mm fans or a 240mm radiator, or 2 140mm fans or a 280mm radiator, I should say. Also, right up here at front you have a hard drive dock that's pre-installed. It has a little serial ATA port in there that you can route through with a pass-through to your motherboard, so easily enough you can drop in a 3.5 or 2.5 inch drive to quickly connect it to your motherboard. Finally, right here, this little switch is a 3-position fan controller, so you can control your fan speeds from right there at the top of the case. Now here's the right side of the case, where we generally do cable management. Here you can see how easily you just pop down these 2 little handles to remove that side panel. The side panel is also nice and sturdy. You can tell this is high-grade steel that they're using. All of the edges are rolled, so you can't cut yourself. There's a latch or a little recessed area right here on the bottom that you pop on there to secure the side panel to the case. Here you can see your cable management area as well as the business end of your hard drive bays. We'll get more to those in just a second, but you can see some of the pre-wired fans that they have. Also, all the grommets here for cable management. There are a ton of them. They're all grommeted to make sure that you have your cables nice and secure, but to secure even more airflow. There's also tie-down points scattered conveniently throughout, and this massive cutout here for an aftermarket CPU heatsink fan. I'm just going to roll right along here and move to the back of the case to show you guys our input-output knockout right there. There's a pre-installed 120mm fan there, also for exhaust. There are 2 grommets here for additional cable management or for routing water cooling hoses. We have 2, 4, 6, 8 PCI slots there for add-on cards, and a power supply mount down there at the bottom. Power supply mount also conveniently has a removable dust filter, so your power supply intake is easy to clean out with that filter. Here is the front side of the case, which I'm going to actually end on. I should say that's the left side of the case, Because real quick, I'm going to show you guys the bottom. Here you can see that it sits up off the ground by at least an inch. You have some rubberized feet here at the bottom to keep the surface that the computer is on protected, and also to reduce vibration. And finally, here is the left side panel. Again, with that nice big window so you can view all of the hardware that you have installed. Let me peel off our plastic once again. There's a look at both sides of that left side panel. And let's move on to the interior. So for starters, on the interior back here for your PCI slots, you'll notice that every single one is mounted with a black thumb screw, so you can easily remove and reinstall those. As mentioned before, here is the motherboard tray, nice generous cutout for your backplane. They have plenty of motherboard standoffs that are pre-installed, and they have this handy middle one that actually has a nub sticking out rather than being threaded for a screw. When you mount your motherboard on, that nub just holds it in place so you can slot it up against your input-output shield, and makes it much easier to install all of the other motherboard standoff screws, and keeps the motherboard secure while you're doing that. So nice little touch right there. Again, plenty of grommets here for routing your cables from your power supply as well as all up along the motherboard. Here at the bottom of the case, you can get a look at the intake for your power supply, and right here is a little bracket that can be adjusted depending on the length of your power supply to keep that secured. Again, mounts with thumb screws, so pretty easy to remove and reinstall. Let's move up towards the top of the case. Again, here is your toolless drive bay mounts. That's for your 5 1/4 inch bays. Then you have all 6 of your 3.5 inch bays down here. Every single one is mounted with a drive bay bracket, just like this one, and all of these can fit either 3.5 inch or 2.5 inch hard drives. Now this top bay here is also removable, and I'll show you how that works really quick. Again, thumb screw mount, so easy enough to remove this. If you're using, for instance, a super long video card, now this can already support really long video cards, you have plenty of length there, but let's say you want more length or you want some more airflow right here for your video card, you can remove that drive bay, and you're not going to lose it either because you can just drop it down right here. And the bottom of the case is designed for that to slot in right there, mount your thumb screws, and then you still have all of your hard drive space there. So 2 positions available for this hard drive bay, and really easy to move back and forth between them. And now up here we have lots and lots of cables for our front panels and such. Here are your standard motherboard front panel connectors for your hard drive LED, power switch, reset switch. Here is a power and a data plug, and that's for that drive bay slot up on top of the computer for your serial ATA. What else is hiding in here? This is for the fan controller. So you have 4 3-pin fan header plugs right there, and a power plug to control that, or to power that fan controller. So you can route your fans over to this, plug in the power, and then you can use that switch up top to have a 3-way fan speed controller. Here you have your HD audio plug for front panel. You also have your FireWire plug, and you have your USB 2.0 header plug. That's for your USB 2.0 ports. Now, if this case does have one drawback, I will mention that these USB 3.0 ports are currently using pass-throughs. I've heard that Corsair might be coming out with an updated version of the case that has a motherboard header, but for those of you who are in this situation and actually have a header on your motherboard, I would recommend this little workaround. If your motherboard comes with either a front panel bracket like this or sometimes a PCI bracket like that for a couple USB 3.0 ports and your motherboard header like that one, just take these, remove this bracket of course, plug them in like so, whoops, like so, and now you have a front or motherboard header for your USB 3.0 ports. So an easy enough workaround if you can get your hands on a little adapter like that one. And lastly, we have a set of accessories here that was included. They're giving you a little set of zip ties for cable management. Looks like we have about 8 of them there. Individually wrapped little packets of screws. These are all black screws, by the way. These are fan screws. They also come with some rubber mounts to reduce vibration for reduced noise in your system. And then individually wrapped screws for mounting your hard drives, as well as mounting the motherboard standoffs, bolting in the motherboard standoffs to secure your motherboard. You also have a black and white Corsair Obsidian 650D manual, which you probably won't need if you've seen this video because I've already told you everything, but handy to keep around anyway. A little note here telling you stop, don't return it to Newegg. You should return it to Corsair. They would like to work directly with you, so bear that in mind. If you have any questions about the case, you can contact Corsair, and then a Corsair Solutions Guide detailing some of the other products that Corsair has. And that's going to wrap it up for today's overview. If you would like a full tutorial on how to build a computer, specifically in this case, you can head over to our Newegg YouTube channel and look for our How to Build a Computer 3-part video series. Once again, this has been the Corsair Obsidian 650D mid-tower computer case. I'm Paul with Newegg TV. We hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time.